Good morning, welcome. My name is Barbara Bynum, and I am one of our Wednesday morning forum facilitators, along with my friends Judy Ann Files, Kathy Hebers, and Phoebe Benzinger. And today we are having a special forum presentation here at the new Montrose Police Department building. I see some unfamiliar faces in the audience, so I'll say that forum meets every Wednesday morning with a topic of interest to our community. And we normally meet over at CMU's Cascade Hall, a block that direction, and a block that direction, and another block that direction. So if you are here and you just want to walk around the building, you're welcome to do that right now. But if you want to hear a little bit about the building from our Chief of Police and our Director of Public Works, then stay in this room because we're going to have a little informational program from them. Following that, the whole building is open for an open house. So there are police department staff throughout the building to tell you what you're seeing and talk about the building, but it's kind of a self-guided opportunity to see the building. So, thanks again for coming. Good morning, and let's give a warm welcome to our Chief of Police and our Director of Public Works.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the new community room. It's pretty exciting. This is our first presentation in this room, so welcome. We have a real short presentation. I've got a few slides to go through, talk a little bit about the construction, but we'll keep it short because I know everybody here wants to look at the building, and Blaine will talk a little bit about our operations starting in the new building. So I want to show, actually I have a presentation, but I have some photos I want to show that I got yesterday from William Woody that were really cool. So I just want to, I don't know if you saw these posted on Facebook yet or not, but it's a pretty dramatic look to see. This is what it was, this is what it is now. So pretty neat rendering. There's a few of these that really tell that story well. You can see the stair tower being formed there on the right hand side, and again, that's what it looks like now. So pretty dramatic. So this was the old Wells Fargo drive-through building, and this is the new police building from there. And the back side is looking north. Pretty neat, right? Same thing, the front side of the Wells Fargo drive-through and what it looks like now. Anyway, so we'll get to the presentation now. I thought that was pretty neat.
I think we should give a thank you to William Woody.
Yeah. Those are really cool. So I don't know if you've been to a presentation yet on, we spoke about this project before at Forum, and I always like to show this photo. This is kind of where we started. This is when we were demoing that Wells Fargo drive-through building that was right here on this site. And Blaine himself got to take the first swipe at the building. So as you can see, he's very excited about it, and it was a cool moment, right? Something that I've shown on a slide like this a few times.
It's cool being a cop, but I will tell you, a heavy equipment operator, that's cool. I missed it.
So this was back in March of 2020. This is also from a presentation here at the forum in June of 21. So you can see that's where the stair tower was starting to be formed, kind of first started coming out of the ground with concrete and formwork. And then here's some photos from our helping out party with steel. This is significant. I think that it'd be pretty rare to see a project of this size in downtown Montrose. So when we see steel like this fly this high in this area, I think that's significant and probably something we won't see again. At least in this area. There are large structures built around town, but have something in the downtown area. This is pretty unique and something we've thought this was definitely worthy of note. And our topping out ceremony, I guess I hope to show this picture many times in the future. And then this is March of this year. So as you can see, definitely well out of the ground into closing up the building, finishes. We did a presentation at that forum at this time as well. So this was the last picture that this forum saw before now. And as you can see, it was still cold at that time of year, and we were working on closing up the building. And then we move into what it looks like now. And obviously we're sitting right here in this community room. This photo was obviously taken at dusk, kind of capturing some of the way the building looks tonight, which is really impressive. If you haven't seen it in person, you should check it out. It's very prominent, which was the intention to design. Like we wanted it to be noticeable and friendly, which we think it does. Few notes on the project. Successes. Everybody asks, on time, on budget, and the answer is yes. Which is quite the feat, I would say, in the world of availability of materials and labor right now. To be able to come in on schedule and on budget is a tough job. I think that's always a task, but on this one it felt like even more.
Yeah. So, talking about being on budget real quick, when we broke ground, there was a point where we were deciding whether or not we wanted to continue. We had a big flat slab of concrete here, and prices and materials kept going up, and we were trying to determine, should we wait or should we move forward with the project. And right now, we're sitting at about $543 a square foot for this building. It's a type 4 federal building, and so it had to be built to a certain code, because when an emergency happens in your city or a natural disaster, where do people run to? They usually run to police departments, fire departments, things like that for shelter. And so that's why it has to be built to a certain code. It's a good thing we didn't wait, because I talked to our original design architect that we hired, Jim McLaren with NWL out of Phoenix. And currently he's seeing $1,000 a square foot for building costs for public safety facilities. We couldn't have done it. So it's a good thing that we didn't wait, and we did meet our targets.
Also, something we take a lot of pride in is trying to use as many local contractors as we could. And 70% of the contractors on this project were from the Western Slope. And that's something, again, we take a lot of pride in. A lot of the people that were even on tours yesterday and coming to grand opening, they were people that were involved in the construction. They work here, they live here. $3 million in local expenditures, so this is just items purchased in the local community, supplies that were purchased here locally for this project. And a large part of the design was in integrating it into the civic campus, making it fit into a historic district without necessarily replicating the adjacent buildings, but making it fit, but also making it modern. Seems like a tough challenge for a design team, but I think they did that well. That it does fit here, but it is modern. It's a new building, but it fits into the historic buildings around here.
Just real quick, one thing too, you'll see a lot of the architecture outside, like City Hall and the arches. The architects and the builders tried to pull all of that in through the building. So as you take, or as you walk around today for the open house, you'll see these arches in the hallway, these brick arches. So it's a pretty neat design.
And then on to challenges. I think the two that are probably challenges for just about everything right now are material availability and price fluctuations. Things we had to make changes throughout the project to accommodate some things that are not available. Some things that you think are fairly normal, certain roof types that are very common, they're just not available right now. It's very difficult and makes us have to kind of change on the fly to make it work. I would have to say our Shaw construction team did a great job in dealing with that. Again, every project, I think there's some of that, but this seemed to be even more extreme due to the kind of the world market when it comes to materials in general. And there's some things, even as you walk through the building, there may be a door hardware missing off the door. Well, it's not because we forgot. It's because there was an issue in receiving it. And,
Just one other thing too, and it's something that you'll notice. You'll see on a lot of the office doors, different conference rooms, different like areas. You'll kind of see a vinyl sticker, and it indicates the office. That is temporary. That was another long lead time item, and that was the only option that we had just to identify some of the offices. And some of the offices upstairs don't have doorknobs in them right now, my office included. So we're getting through it, but it's just what it is, and the project's been like that. But I think the team's done a great job.
And then also plays into that is the labor force. We're seeing a lot of our subs and just contractors in general are having labor issues. So it's something we've worked with and having to kind of resequence some of the work to get it completed. Kind of seems like it was broken up in some ways. We would have contractors working here at multiple times when normally they would complete their scope all at once, and it was due to labor availability. I think it's being felt throughout the industry. All right, time lapse video. This is also pretty exciting. You're going to see it Blaine Woody as well. Oh, okay. I can't see what I'm seeing. All right, there we go, sorry. This is us working in hyper mode.
How much time between each image? A couple days?
No, there's an image every day.
I mean, on here. They're all on
This is every day, but compressed of about 330 days into 1 minute. And there's other versions of this. William's made a few different versions that are even longer than this in the amount of time it covers, and different versions. You can even compress this into a 10-second clip, so it's just like a buzz. You know? But I think the 1 minute version, kind of tells the story, right? It's 330 days into 1 minute.
So you think about it though, it's hard to really believe that we're here today, at least it is for me. That picture that Jim just showed, that was March of 2020. So we're well over 2 years into this project. So and here we stand today. So it went fast, but it's good that we're here.
All right, that's all I had for the presentation, and I'll hand it off to Blaine, and we'll get to tours.
So just a few items when you walk through the building. I just wanted to start kind of, if you attended the presentation yesterday, at times, it doesn't happen often, but I've been asked, why is this building so large? I had a couple walk up to one of our techs about 8 months ago and said, I can't believe they need this type of building for 2 police officers. Yeah. But in a way, that's okay, because that means that those folks feel safe in their community and they don't feel like they potentially need any more than 2 police officers. Nothing ever happens in Montrose. But that's, in a way, that's okay, because that means that this is it is a safe community, but it's a growing community, it's a changing community. And at full build out, Montrose Police Department has 61 police officers. At full build out, we have another 32 civilian employees. And we have lots of different programs. One of the things that we have really tried to embrace over the last 4 years is also employee wellness, peer support programs, and making sure that our employees feel good about the place that they work, because they do have a tough job out on the street. And it's good that generally our community doesn't see what we have to deal with on a daily basis. So you're going to see large windows like this community room. You're going to see large spaces. The building was built to be very functional, but also play to that employee wellness and mental health side of the house for us that has become very important. Because we also recognize that we're in a very competitive market right now for police officers, and probably always will be. We're down quite a bit, and that is for police officers post the 2A initiative. We're about at the same level, the pre-2A initiative. So this building is going to become an excellent tool for hiring and recruiting. We plan on hosting a lot of law enforcement training classes here, and we're hoping that people walk in, or other officers from other agencies, and say, holy cow, what a great facility, I want to work here. So with that being said, we're going to release everyone into the building. We have officers and staff stationed all throughout the building. Ask them lots of questions. Ask them why there are so many TVs on the wall. Ask them about our training spaces. No question is off limits. We really want everyone to understand the building, get a look at it, be transparent about it. And so with that, thank you. Oh, and Barbara.
I'm just going to close out forum by thanking you for coming. And if you are not a regular attendee of our Wednesday morning forum program that we do every Wednesday from 8 to 9, and you're interested in knowing more about it, please come see me and I can get you, it's free, it's informational. We just send an email at 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings telling you what's happening next week. So, speaking of next week, we are looking at local candidates, right, Kathy? So, next Wednesday, back at CMU, in the Cascade room, we will have local candidates running for office who are on November's ballot. So that would be our statewide positions and our county positions. We are not going to see the likes of anyone for federal office, but congressional district, no, not congressional district 3. Sorry, House District 58. Senate district, our Senate district position is not up for election this year. That was redistricting and whatnot. So House District 58 and then all of our county positions. So come here and meet your local county elected officials next Wednesday morning. And thank you so much for coming to Forum. Have a great day.
Oh, one last quick thing, you'll see some blue tape areas on the wall. That's a punch list item, so do not pull blue tape up.
Today marks the first swing of a huge project, and we're all really excited to be here and get this thing kicked off.
I made it down.
So I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. This was definitely a community effort. So many of you played an active role in making this happen. And on behalf of City Council, I'd like to thank you for being here, and going to get started with some groundbreaking.
Policing in Colorado is challenging. It's becoming ever more challenging, and it's awesome. I was talking to an officer the other day about the community we live in here and the support that we have from our citizens, from our city council, from our city management team. It's amazing. And as a police officer in Colorado, as challenging as it's becoming, I couldn't think of a better place to live. And this building is going to be awesome for our operations. It's going to be awesome for our police officers. And I thank all of you, our city council, and our community for helping me make this happen. So, thank you.
3, 2, 1, dig.